And my name is Ms. G. Welcome to the entertainment segment on TV3 New Day. It's been a pretty interesting week for us in show business. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with some of the stories. So, on Saturday, we're all hopeful that President Obuas is affectionately called, would have made it on the ticket of the MPP to represent the people of Achim South constituency. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Now, on Monday or Tuesday, I think it's on Tuesday, we heard that Kelvin Boy was invited by Electroland to come help them launch their branch in Ashama. Something unfortunate happened. I'm sure that you're familiar with that as well, that some thugs, and I would like to call them that, attacked him, claiming that he had said in some interview that he would rather perform for one CD than to show up in Ashama for a performance. Now, we're going to talk about that as well. And also in the news is the Ajize and George Chufani challenge. So, non-fat challenge versus Don't Leave Me challenge. Ajize is not happy. And of course, many of the comedians aren't happy that Ghanaians refuse to support their own. When he started the non-fat challenge, a lot of people didn't buy into it. But a Nigerian started Don't Leave Me challenge, and people are running helter-skelter, buying into it. Is it true that we do not support our own? Or the issue is the packaging from Ghana isn't that lucrative for a lot of people? Then finally, we'll top up the conversation. In fact, it's the most on our list about stranded musicians abroad and the response we got from Mr. Simons, who was here with us on Tuesday, on what Musica is doing about it. Joining me in studio for the conversations, we have... I'm laughing because he's been touted the #1 entertainment pundit now. That has been given to him by my boss, so I have no choice than to call him that. But he's a pretty good friend, and his name is Arnold Asamoah Beidu. He is a man of many parts, but in this space, we know him to be an entertainment analyst. But he's into aviation as well, for those of you who do not know. And seated by him is the Beard Gang president, George Britton. George Britton is a very well-known name in the industry. He's an artist manager and a media person as well. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me.
Thank you very much.
So let's start from the very most topical this week, which is Kelvin Boy's issue that happened in Ashama and all the matters arising. So like I said in the introduction, we're told that he was at Electroland in Ashama, and some man who... Yes, people say he used to be part of Stonebwoy's team. Of course, I've seen him with Stonebwoy before, and those of you who have followed Stonebwoy's team, I'm sure you know you've seen him with Stonebwoy, decided to go in there and attack. When you saw the story, I start with you because you're an artist manager as well. If that was your artist, how would you be feeling the scene?
I would have felt pretty bad. Immediately I heard the story, I saw the videos online, I reached out to City. So I wanted to confirm if it was truly what was happening was true. I reached out to City and asked if what was happening, and they said he just got to the venue because he's not been feeling well. He got there and saw the tags because he knows them. He saw them rushing to pick up and left. So it was quite an unforeseen, circumstances because looking at what Kelvin represents, I mean, he's a Ghanaian artist, and for him to be attacked in Ashama was pretty awful. I mean, I think I'm a bit disappointed in the... So I don't know if I stand to be corrected. I'm a bit disappointed with the media because not so many of us have come out to condemn the actions, but rather we are attacking either Kelvin or Stonebwoy.
Maybe it's because of his reaction, but some of the visuals are rolling on the screen for those of you who haven't seen it yet. Is it not going to be because of his reaction?
No, but even if it is, we need to first of all condemn attacks like this. I mean, mind you, this is the second time a thing of this kind is happening. It happened to Brobe's Yapuno's manager in Kasua. Another fan of a certain artist attacked him.
It happened to a lot of people. Kobiche was slapped in Takradio.
You get me? So until we condemn,
he was deemed to be a
until we condemn and punish people who go into this, we might not know what's going to happen tomorrow. So for me as an artist manager, I wouldn't be glad. Maybe I don't know if I was there and this happened to my artist, probably something might, happen ugly.
Arnold, your initial reaction when you saw that, and I'll ask you also whether you think this is not becoming a deterrent to businesses. This is a business setup. It has nothing to do with the artist. He has just interest in promoting an artist and thinking that the artist could also rub off his brand. And this happens to them at the first day they decide to open for market.
I mean, it's pretty much obvious that no brand would want to associate itself with any form of violence. And so once that happens, they would want to stay clear from anything violent. So for me, I think it doesn't augur well for us as an industry. However, you need to also lay the blame on the doorstep of Electroland. I mean, you can't go to a hotspot like Ashaman and not beef up security. It makes less sense to me. Because you are going to launch a major project in Ashaman, which we all consider as one of the hotspots in Ghana, and you do not elevate your level of security. That's for me, it's unacceptable. And so they need to take the blame first. And again,
but before you even go on, is it that we've been told that Ashaman is a spot or noted for criminal activities such that when we are going there?
No, I mean, regardless of whatever endeavor you are going to do in whatever city, you need to step up the security. But I'm saying we all know for a fact that that city or that town is a hotspot. Let's not kid ourselves. It is.
Especially when Kelvin Boy is.
That's one.
Yes.
That's one. That's
was the choice of artists also a problem?
No, that's the first one. Let's first of all accept
that the choice was a problem.
No, let's accept I'll come to that choice, but let's accept the fact that they should have elevated their security apparatus going into Ashaman to launch a project. Now, the second thing is Electroland and whoever organized the event, they also failed to do their research in regards to the artists involved and his history with the city and all the people within the city. Because if they had done their research very well, they would have known that there's some level of tension between these two, the artists and some elements within Ashaman, and those they would have also elevated the security apparatus. So the two elements, the Electroland Company Limited and whoever organized the event, they failed.
But isn't it also to say, like, this is a huge brand here. He was nurtured by this person. And so to some extent, we feel that if we cannot get that huge brand, we can get his son in quotes.
His son in quotes, yes. I mean, on the other day, it would have been a great day, a great moment, I mean, for Stonebwoy's son, like you said, to get a job like that. But this is a situation whereby we know very much that it's not just a son and father matter this time around. They actually have a lot going. And like I said, knowing very much that this guy will not be welcome in Ashaman, especially for some comments he has made over the past month. You know, I think the choice. I don't know whether they wanted to trend because
the comments not for the Beam concerts. Was a comment for Ashaman in itself?
It was. I mean, it was for the Beam concert. But you see, I disagree with your question that you posed with regards to, well, if they cannot get a father, let's get a son. Listen, let's give Kelvin Boy the credit, especially after his exit from the Birmingham Music Group, how he's been able to elevate his career and his brand to this level, where a big company like Electroland would want to contract him. So let's give him credit for what he's been able to do over the period.
So you don't believe that it's because they couldn't get father, they decided
to
get
son? I mean, when you say that, it's quite disrespectful to what he's been able to build in this last couple of months. You understand what I'm saying?
Has he built that? Well, people say he's built that.
No, you see, if he were still under the label, then it would have been right to say probably because of the Stonebwoy Association. That is why he was contracted to do the gig. But no, I mean, he's been a guy in his own right for the last couple of months. And you and I know that he's been able to elevate the brand and his music to a certain level where any company can go out there and contract him to come and perform. So let's give him that credit.
After the incident, there were a number of tweets from him. Tweets that people had read meanings into. No names, but George, were you one of the people who believed that those tweets were targeted at Stonebwoy?
Of course, yes, of course.
What made you think so? Because again, he said, one of the things he said, he thinks Ashaman be your own. The guy who attacked him is from Ashaman. The people who attacked him are from Ashaman. Why couldn't he have been referring to anybody else than Stonebwoy?
I mean, we all know. I mean, I spoke to some people from his camp. And I mean, for the first word they said is, we know who is behind this. You understand? And of course, Kelvin didn't mention anyone's name in the tweet, but we all know who he was referring to. It was quite sad. You see, this whole thing, what really hurts me the most is that we are the same people who have been crying for support from, the corporate Ghana. And when opportunities like this are presented to us, and we sort of, kill it this way, it hurts because then tomorrow, Electroland, I'm not sure it's going to involve another artist if they are going to, open another branch. So let's find a way. Let's condemn this act, okay? Listen, the reason why I want us to condemn this is
so which people are you looking for? You've been talking about condemn. Which people are you looking forward to condemn? I think I've seen.
No, condemn whoever came to do the act. Listen, this person has been bold enough to come out to do a video.
The guy is bold enough to even go back on a video telling us why he did the act.
You see, if we do not,
and there's the police to come pick him. He says anybody who was, I haven't heard that he's been arrested.
If this is not properly dealt with, tomorrow somebody else will have an issue with another artist, and he can, move to this artist and harm him in any way. So until we put these people in the right places, we will not be secure.
Do you have an idea if they've reported?
Yes. I mean, I think that very moment the city, according to city, he reported the case, and
but no arrest has been made yet.
Honestly, I've not followed up. And Electoral equally made some police came by. So
why is Anna smiling?
I'm smiling because of one reason. George talks about the fact that we need to condemn the act, which is laudable. I mean, clearly, under no circumstance should any endeavor within our space degenerate into violence. And so it's clear that we need to condemn it. But I see when he goes on to talk about the fact that, if things like this transpire in our space and we will not get sponsorship and we will not get support, big man, just last weekend, politics, what did we see?
That's politics.
No,
listen.
When it comes to our space,
imagine if it was a concert or something that was organized of the sort. We would have gotten away with it.
Oh, Miss G, the point is, condemnation, fine. This is not something we'd all want to. But I see, I cringe a little when it comes to our space and issues like this come up. We always go like, this is the reason why we don't get the support.
But in your introductory remarks, I heard you say
no, but let's not make it
simple. Want to be associated
exactly, that
with
is
violence.
clear. But I see, we should not blow it out of proportion and make it seem ourselves, in our industry, when these issues, when they are spillovers in
didn't Stonebwoy get Samsung to pull off their deal from him because of what happened at the VGMA? Is that not what happened?
I think what Anna needs to understand is that, listen, yes, politics, and it happens in any other cultures.
But they are not kind to us when it happens to us.
You understand? That this is it. In politics, these guys somehow finance themselves. Is that the case in our industry? No.
Why can't then we should also look at funding ourselves?
We don't have the money.
We don't have the means to finance ourselves.
We don't have the money.
Let's deal with how we fund ourselves.
We don't have the money. We don't have guys believing in us so much to fund us.
Spillovers happen everywhere.
No, it happens
yes,
everywhere.
Let's condemn.
Let's
act right moving forward. But let's not always create the impression that because we the little disturbance, then people are driving. Why?
No, but see, let's clear example. Let's look at even the football leagues. Now there are certain leagues that for the violence and all that, they are losing their TV rights because I don't want to watch a football
like
match.
that. Let's not even drag it. It's obviously clear that that's what happened. But let's zoom into Stonebwoy's Bennington music, for that matter, as statements. People have said that it wasn't needed. Your name wasn't mentioned. Why do you even go ahead to, place a statement out there? What do you stand to benefit? Anna, I start with you.
I think the statement was appropriate. Because Stonebwoy is a big brand. He's associated with a lot of business ventures. His pedigree is on that level.
Well, how did he mention his name in that?
Let me go into it.
Okay.
The statement in itself was well heralded. It was expected. He was supposed to come up with a statement and disassociate himself and his brand from whatever transpired in Ashama. However, some of the commentary in the release were not necessary. Especially the first two paragraphs where they wanted to address Kelvin Boy and his tweets. That was not necessary because Kelvin Boy did not mention anybody's name.
Exactly.
So I was wondering why they would want to give Kelvin Boy that audience.
And then he came to post on that, I think Zion Felix said, did they fear me past or
exactly,
something?
because you are fueling him. Because especially when during his tweet or when he was just going back and forth, he did not assign whatever transpired to any personality. And so it was not necessary for Stonebwoy and his group or his PR machinery to actually dedicate 2 paragraphs for Kelvin Boy. Seriously, you understand? For Kelvin Boy.
That's a lot of PR for him.
That's a lot of platform for him to go on and generate attention.
Is that to also affirm what he says that they fear him past?
Because you have given him that leverage. And sometimes I wonder why Stonebwoy and his posse would always want to give him that platform. Because he is nowhere close to Stonebwoy's brand. In every regard, from awards to performance to hit songs, hit albums to businesses, nothing. And so I sometimes I wonder why is this small boy giving Stonebwoy sleepless nights?
But you believe that those statements were for Stonebwoy. So I'm sure that you also don't find anything wrong with the statement.
But I think it was the right decision for Stonebwoy to come out, because everybody was pointing fingers at him that he's involved one way or the other. Why? Because there was a bodyguard that we all know is associated with Stonebwoy. So, coming out was right. But like you said, looks like attention is still being given to Kelvin, which is not supposed to be. So let's come out and say, hey, I have nothing to do with this. But if you mention Kelvin in like that, then it gives him weight. You understand? Stonebwoy is bigger. Look, this is one of the biggest acts in Africa. Okay, so I think it's about time that he lets everything slide and he moves on with his career.
Now
Yes,
let's
he's
go
doing this.
zoom to, how do you call him, grandfather or godfather's post, Samini's post, which was a beautiful one for a lot of people, including myself. We didn't expect him to take sides, and so he did it so beautifully. I don't know about you and how you felt about the post, whether it was appropriate for him to have gone on social media or to have placed a call privately and say, hey, I'm your father, I am your godfather. When I come back, or let's do this, let's do that, rather than put it in the public. What do you think?
These days everybody wants to chase clout. So
Are you saying Samini is chasing
no,
clout? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say Samini. I said everybody.
Samini is the one we are talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, but what's wrong with chasing clout? I mean,
no.
Samini
yes.
at his pedigree is chasing
well,
clout.
he needs attention. What do you mean?
Of course, he needs attention. I mean,
Really?
Oh yes,
like you
every
said,
artist needs
if
attention.
Samini really wanted to, solve this issue, he has a direct contact to Stonebwoy. You could have called him and said, brother, listen, maybe when you're with me, we have similar issues, but we were able to treat it, they didn't make it come to public. So let's find a way. Let the boy slide. Let the boy do what he's doing. Okay, then afterwards he calls, what's his name? Kelvin Boy. But it's a case where, everybody wants to tap. That's the situation these days. When there's an issue, and when there's a trending issue, everybody wants to tap into this. So Samini also came, yeah, of course. With the statement, I mean, some Beam fans were not so cool with it. People.
What was in the statement that he didn't like? I thought it was a very fair statement.
There were some elements within BIM
yeah.
that were not too excited about the statement, and especially when you talked about where, oh, he's your son, so treat him like your son, like you understand. Now listen, I disagree with the cloud chasing. Every entertainer needs attention. Ideally, Samini was supposed to have done this behind the scenes. But you and I know over the period, these artists do not do things behind the scenes. Even when they want to feature somebody, they put it on Twitter. That I need you on my song, blah, blah, blah. They don't do stuff behind the scenes again. Social media has given them that platform to always be expressing themselves on that space. And so we understand the fact that he will not do it behind the scenes, but do it in the full glare of everybody. Now, this is what he was supposed to do. I mean, we see him as the grandfather of, he's been involved with these two artists. And so he's supposed to be the peacemaker. The only reason why some elements within the Beam camp do not agree with him and are insulting him is that statement he made about the fact that, oh, he's your son. What that statement meant, because you could actually feel some level of sarcasm in that statement. That, listen, you, Stonebwoy, when you were with me, your exit was not amicable. Although it was not as loud as Kelvin Boy's own. But listen, we all know that there were issues before Stonebwoy's exit from high grade. And so Samini is telling him that, listen, if today I'm treating you as a son, we go on platforms and we shout out each other, why can't you do the same with Kelvin Boy? That statement is what the Beam natives are not excited about.
Is it not true? Is that not supposed
That's
to be
a
the
fact,
case?
but they are not excited about it. You get it? The point is...
You don't think that it should have been featured in there?
The point is, the way Samini and Stonebwoy have been able to elevate their interaction to a certain level. Now, there's so much maturity. So the fact that Stonebwoy's exit from high grade was not palatable, that has been thrown somewhere. Now, they exhibit a lot of maturity in shouting out each other. That is not what is being seen with Kelvin Boy and Stonebwoy. And that's what Samini expects. That in our situation, we went through the same process. You did not live in a very smiley way. But we are still fine. So why can't you do the same with
So
Kelvin
it
Boy?
means that Stonebwoy is not showing maturity. Is that what basically he's trying to tell him?
Maybe yes.
Listen,
That's what you also believe?
That's a maybe yes.
it's-
That's the only reason why they will come at him. You understand? That's the only reason why the Beam natives will come at him.
The point is, Ms. G, before we close the issue on this one, Stonebwoy has to move above Kelvin Boy's rant. Because you are the bigger person, you are the lion. Look, why would you want to allow the ants to always poke you?
Well, maybe this time around, that's why he decided to release a statement instead of going directly and tweeting about the issue. But let's move on to Musica's reaction to the Ghanaians stranded abroad. It's been a huge conversation. I've had, even here last Friday, I had a conversation with Tiflo, with Kobe Wuta, with Real MC, and also Agbeshi, who are all stuck outside the country. And they are not pleased with the initiative by governments that they should book a different flight and also come pay 500, 600 cedis when they come back home. For the self-isolation period.
Well, it's quite unfortunate that some of our brothers are still stuck, in Europe and elsewhere. Unfortunately, not like I said. I mean, not everybody can afford the you know, the bills in the hotels and of course their flights.
Yes, that's been understandable. But are you okay with Musica's reaction? Because everybody was saying that if you belong to an association, they should be able to do something. Musica is saying, I've now reached out to government. 2 weeks ago, they haven't get anything from government.
I mean, the question we need to ask ourselves is, I mean, I think relevant is a big word. How relevant is Musica in most of these artists' career? You understand? I mean, honestly, call 100 artists and find out if they even know where the office of Musica is.
Really?
Or they even know the duties of Musica. They'll tell you they have no idea. Maybe 10% will tell you they have. So Musica, I don't think plays any major role in any artist.
Then there's no need for us to join the association. Then there's no need for them to be part of the association.
Like I said, how many of them are even members of this association?
Then we should scrap it at least.
Well, what I think is that Musica serves more of the aged than the youth. No, listen.
That's not true.
No, listen, because
that's not true.
No, how many of the young artists have you ever heard them speak about Musica? And in what manner? You understand? Yes, there's an institution that is for all of us. I was a member of Musica as far back as 2012 or so. Since then, I've not, re-registered or, you understand? So we need to find out. Listen, this is an association that has a name. It has a block. It has a building somewhere. How often do they even engage the artists? In what manner? You get me? The only time we hear artists talk about Musica is probably when they are acquiring for visa. You get me? So there are a lot of things that we need to probably settle before we get them involved. I mean, if all these artists, when they were going there to do their shows, was Musica going to receive any due from their performance? Was there any money coming back to Musica? We need to find a way to, listen, if we depend on Musica that much, we should be able to give a certain percentage of our performance or our revenues to Musica.
But they pay dues. I think the dues payment. I think Arnold doesn't agree.
No, I do not subscribe to the point he made about the fact that Musica caters to only the aged. I mean, that's totally wrong. It caters to all its members. The fact that the young guys are not making a lot of noise about Musica does not mean the union does not cater to them. That's totally wrong. Now, he said, when was the last time these young guys talked about Musica? They did on Friday on your show.
But until then.
But they did.
Until then, we didn't have to ask them.
The question is, when was the last time?
But we didn't have to ask them.
He said, when was the last time? The last time was on your show. That's just last week. That's when they
was it supposed to have been the case? These guys have been ranting for weeks.
Miss G, the man asked, when was the last time? And I'm referring to you that the last time.
And I'm also asking you that, was it supposed to be that situation?
That was the last time.
That was the only time, actually.
See, I'm tempted to say these guys should shut up and suffer. Because listen, if you go into the musical books, how many of them are well-paying members? How many? When he spoke to Bessa, he told you that Musica is doing something in that regard to actually bring them back. What else are they supposed to do? Because there are processes. Just because you are Musica, so you just walk into any government edifice and say, oh, there's one of two musicians who are stranded in Abuchi, so bring them back. No, it takes a while. And Bessa told you respectfully that, listen, we are going through all the processes. And so why would you want to sit somewhere and tell us that, oh, Musica does not care about you and blah, blah, blah? When you were going, is it Musica who...
Didn't they go in the name of the...
They didn't go in the name of Musica.
They were in the name of Ghana. Are they not Ghanaian?
What's Ghana?
But like
the
I
money
said,
they bring,
because there are no dues or any revenue given to Musica after their performances. If there was, then they can hold Musica responsible for what is happening to them.
The union says they are... Listen, a couple of days ago, there are some footballers who are stranded in Ethiopia. And GFA said they've contacted the Ministry of Sports to see how these footballers stranded in Ethiopia will come. That's the same thing Musica is doing.
But so you don't believe that they'll even do anything at the end of the day?
Listen,
because 2 weeks after writing to
see something,
communicating with the ministry,
when
nothing
government
has
brought the
been
directives, the directives that they have to pay this, blah, 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 guess what? Sarkodie brought the whole family back to Ghana.
He can afford it.
So why they can't
They cannot afford it.
They
are not of the pedigree of Sarkodie. At least Flo is not. Kobe Wutar is not. Ariel MC is not.
Okay, now they know their smoothiest level.
Of course, they've never contested that, have they?
Oh, they do contest all the time.
They told you that
Chatawale says they're up for. They said
but I need to go. Unfortunately, we can't do the Ajiza thing. But let's quickly touch on the Obo thing, and then we'll go. This is a loss to the entire industry. Do you believe that?
No.
So I believe you're one of those who are happy.
Happy no. You know, listen, this is Obo's first time, trying this, and for him to be beaten by just 64, voters. That should tell you that the young brother did very great there. This is his first time, and he's, you know, he is actually challenging a sitting MP. You understand? So Obo did well. I mean, he was not so fortunate to win. He did his best. I'm very sure that with the figures that I saw,
68 votes difference.
yes, I'm very sure that in the next election, the probability of him winning is very high.
You all over social media, all for Obo. I call him the private campaign manager.
I mean, it was quite disappointing. Because the expectation was that he would win and probably give us some spotlight for those of us in the arts when he goes to Parliament. But, I mean, he came in second. He lost. And so we need to just do our homework well and see in the next 4 years.
Were you disappointed by the many who seemed happy openly?
Obo has not got too many friends. He has a lot of detractors. And so it was expected that his loss would cause a lot of people joy. But I mean, we do not care about them. I mean, we'll still figure out how we go about it in the next 4 years and see how we represent the industry in Parliament. Okay,
so that's all time will allow us. Ajize's conversation will come up maybe another time. I don't know when though, but kudos to Ajize. I'm one of those who believe that you can do well, but maybe the packaging is a problem. But next time we'll talk about that. So joining us, or those who we've heard so far, you've heard from George Britton, who is an artist manager and a media person as well, and also Almighty Arnold Asamoah Bedu, #1 entertainment pundit. Across Ghana, I should say in the whole Ghana.
In the whole Ghana.
Shatawale's new friend, and they've been helping us on the conversations about Kelvin Boy, and of course a bit on Obo, and then also we talked about which one again did we talk about? We talked about something else. We talked about 3 things so far.
Yeah.
And then the Ghanaians who are stranded abroad. All right, so that'll be for our conversation here on TV3 New Day. My name is Bijibela.